Fani-Kayode says APC will lose more members, speaks on Buhari. Jonathan, R-APC former Minister of Aviation, Fani-Kayode, has predicted that the ruling All Progressives Congress (R-APC) will lose more members soon. Condemned the Buhari government over happenings in the country and expressed excitement about top members leaving or planning to leave APC, noting that they, including the R-APC bloc, have seen the light. The People's Democratic Party (PDP) chieftain said this in a statement issued on Monday, in reaction to an announcement by Senator Dino Melaye that he was going back to the PDP. Fani-Kayode, who recalled how he warned those who joined APC against doing so, however, hailed Melaye for being on the side of the people even while in the ruling party. He wrote, "I am overjoyed by the notable strides that he has made in politics over the last 15 years and I am pleased about his return to the ranks and fold of the righteous over the last few days. I am equally pleased that many of his colleagues from the R-APC will soon be joining us and we must welcome them all with open arms. Politics is a game of numbers and this can only be a good thing. We must all join hands to remove the tyrant and the monster that has held our nation to ransom and that seeks to devour us all. I am however constrained to say a few things in response to my Bureau's jocular tweet in order to set the record straight. The truth is that unlike him I was never blind, but I simply let down my guard, closed my eyes for a brief moment and allowed my fleeting anger to becloud my better judgment. Thankfully, I opened those eyes relatively quickly and retraced my steps. I saw the evil and immediately I fled from it. Within a short period of time, such was the power of the stench of the group of people that I had erroneously aligned myself with for a few months in 2013 that I was compelled to open my eyes and flee the scene." Dino detected the same stench very early on, but not only did he choose to hold his nose and stay in that filthy setting, but he also opted to assist in putting it in power and enthroning it. The difference between me and him is that I joined the then opposition party in 2013 and stayed there for only 9 months. I left long before it was recognized as a political party by INEC, long before it was named R-APC, and long before Buhari became its presidential candidate. Unlike Dino, I recognized the evil in them and left them long before they came to power in 2015. Unlike Dino, I raised the alarm about their genocidal tendencies, their fascistic disposition, their secret desire to field a Muslim ticket and their jihadist agenda. Unlike Dino, I fought them to a standstill in the 2015 presidential election by boldly speaking for the PDP and President Goodluck Jonathan. To add to that, I have opposed their evil ways and demonic agenda consistently without fear or favor for the last 3 years, and my family and I have paid a heavy price for doing so. For the last 3 years I have been one of the leading voices of the opposition in the country, so I have paid my dues. It is time for Dino and co. to pay theirs. I acknowledge that Dino and some of the others have suffered in the last few months and shown immense courage by leaving the APC. In many ways they are heroes, but they still have to do a lot more and they must show some contrition for enthroning Buhari in 2015 and opposing Jonathan. The truth is that they put us in this mess and an apology for that would go a long way. The biblical prodigal son showed and exhibited some level of contrition and repentance on returning to his father's house, and such a display of such contrition would help in this case. Unlike Dino, I told the world that we must stop the APC at all costs from getting power, because from what I had seen during my short time with them, they would kill people, lock them up, terrorize the nation and abuse that power if they ever got it. I was proved right. Dino and co. saw the evil in the APC, and instead of following my lead they stayed there, pitched their tent with them, fought for them, spoke for them, campaigned for them, ensured that they won power and openly supported the evil that they subjected Nigerians to for the last 3 years. In those 3 years many of our people were murdered, demonized, locked up, humiliated, detained, subjected to trumped-up and politically motivated criminal charges and brutal witch hunts, criminalized, misrepresented, threatened, intimidated and demonized. Many were totally destroyed and may never recover. Unlike Dino and those that supported Buhari, brought him to power and have clapped for him for the last 3 years, I do not have blood on my hands and neither can I be blamed for any of the atrocities that he has committed because I opposed him, stood up to him, resisted him and fought him every day for the last 3 years. Cannot say the same for my brother Dino and co., who have only just seen the light because they stayed with the evil called Buhari and supported and applauded him for those 3 horrendous years. They turned their back to the light and chose to espouse the darkness. They fought PDP and President Goodluck Jonathan for that entire period and refused to acknowledge our suffering and sacrifice or condemn Buhari for his evil and homicidal ways, his sectional and divisive politics, his monumental incompetence, his massive corruption and his religious bigotry. Thankfully today they are saying the things that we said before the 2015 election and what we have been saying consistently for the last 3 years. Welcome that, but they must never compare themselves with someone like me. We were never in the same boat. I chose the hard and difficult path whilst they did not. I saw the light and fought the evil of Buhari long before he came to power whilst they refused to do so. God gave me the grace, fortitude, courage, wisdom, strength and insight to do so, and I have opposed Buhari and his party with all my heart and soul from 2014 up until today. I am very proud of that. Unlike them, for me it was not about political expedience, political pragmatism or about simply winning elections, but about principle and ideological purity. I could not in good conscience stay in a political party with religious bigots, homicidal maniacs and ethnic supremacists. I do not believe there can be fellowship between the forces of light and the forces of darkness. I do not believe that there can be any friendship or any union between the children of God and the children of Belial. Let God judge between those of us that stayed with the evil and those of us that oppose it. Whatever the case, I congratulate Dino for seeing the light, albeit 3 years late, and for returning to the fold in the land of the living. As they say, it is better late than never.